So we're not going to do the whole shit talk thing like we do with James, because James is an actual piece of shit. But we're sorry that it happened the way that it happened.
But we didn't wait a few months to bring it out. As soon as we found out about it, we took care of it. Allie had to take care of it while she was at Gen Con. We hope everybody's having a great time.
Yes. But essentially, from here on out, I don't know when this episode's going to be coming out. We're going to have the lovely Kevin come on in, and he's going to be playing Michael.
Yes, Kev from Gay Night Heroes. He's been on here a lot before. He's practically a family member to us, is going to come in.
He played
Simon. He's going to come in and finish out Michael's character, because we cannot kill off Michael because it would then destroy Remy, and that's just another side plot I don't want to deal with.
Essentially, Allie and I both discussed that if that were to happen, Remy would have ended up becoming the villain, and we didn't want to do another season of Dice Drop Evolution because we wanted to do some fun characters for a while. Straight up, I told her if that were to happen, I would have been the villain.
Yeah, and that's just not something we are willing to do. So Kevin's not going to be in this episode. With storyline-wise, we are going to kind of shift things. But other than that, we're pretty good. And yeah, we will continue on to our normal bullshit. I will say, after this season of Evolution, Kev is finishing out Michael, but he is not going to stay here full time. So it's going to stay as me, Zoe, instead of Elena. Zoe is Elena. Elena is Zoe. And Kyle as Dice Drop as a whole, because we're not doing this again. We
have trust issues, Cam.
We trust ourselves. We don't trust others now, which really sucks, but it's true.
Maybe in 2027, that's when we'll
if we're still on in 2027.
Have a positive outlook, man.
Oh my god. Okay.
Have a positive outlook.
The next campaign is in 3 years like this one was.
Years. 7 years. Holy shit.
Okay.
Well, I mean, to be fair, a majority of the first campaigns are usually like 2.5 to 3 years long.
Where we left off, turn on my brightness too. Where we left off, essentially, you guys pissed off Peter, and when
Fireball.
Yeah, you pissed off Peter by basically dwindling his army, essentially. And so a lot of his followers are now essentially gone. Like, you got rid of a good amount of them. The one that got the most emptied out was Save House. So Save House is currently empty of all of its followers. You guys did that. Yay.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that it was a very botched job, I think.
I think it was an amazing job. Thank you.
I mean, we got rid of 913 people. We got them to leave. So that's almost 1,000 people that we potentially saved.
So, well, let's try something real fast. While you guys are now you guys have like really pissed off Peter. He doesn't have the thing. He doesn't have the powers that he used to. He can't pull from as many people as he used to. Peter was also basically distracted by Remy for like 90% of the episode because she was being seductive and shit. And Remy showed that she was a bloodbender and also a firebender. So she is the Avatar and has all the elements except for Earth. Which I feel like...
I'm gonna get it eventually. I feel it in my bones.
I was gonna say...
If it makes you feel any better, I can pick up rocks and throw them. So...
Well, technically you can shapeshift your hand into a hammer and slam it down. So I'm going to say that works for you for earthbending. If we're going to be honest.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right. So Rodney, Hood, and Michael have decided that they are going to move forward from you guys. They are going to go to Shielded Native. It's on you, River, and Oswald, Remy, River, and Oswald to decide where they're exactly going to go and to basically get out of Elysium as fast as they can. And that's on you guys to figure out where exactly you want to go, if you just want to immediately follow. Michael left with the other two probably a day ago. Don't ask me how that's going, because everyone's probably beating each other up. I don't know. Boy fight, boy dinner.
Could we retcon? Because I think when we boy dinner. I think when we last stopped, it was like I woke up. We were like all scrambling to like get everyone into the fucking cars, and then Peter was.
You guys were the literal last line was Peter busting out of his door, being really fucking angry. You hadn't even woken up yet.
Yeah.
So it's the next day.
I didn't even wake up.
Yeah, no, you
yet?
weren't. We didn't have a scene where you woke up yet.
Oh, so Jesus.
I'm going to say you did wake up, and it's a day later, and Michael left that night.
Yeah, can we say, like, just for, like, propriety's sake, that it took me, like, a whole day to wake up?
Sure.
Because I feel like that was a lot. Like, she went fucking lot. Okay. So I imagine I'm, like, lying in my little bed. What time of day is it?
It's probably like 11 a.m.
Okay, I imagine there's probably no one in the room. They're like, she'll wake up whenever she wakes up. River did smack her in the head pretty hard.
Oh, yeah, I forgot River did that.
I think that's also the reason why it took Remy forever to wake up. So she's like lying there and then just like shoots herself up like Nosferatu style, like sits up real quick after waking up.
No one's in the room. You're by yourself.
I know. So I'm gonna like run out of the room because I'm nervous that all of my friends are dead.
You do smell burning, but that's because Oswald's trying a new recipe.
Oh, I was going to say we were definitely just playing rock, paper, scissors over and over and over again at the kitchen table, but that also works.
I like that idea.
We did rock, paper, scissors, but for who would cook, and I won, but it's not going well.
And you're burning everything, and now River regrets every single moment of her existence.
Like, I was literally programmed to cook. What are you doing?
The bottom of the pan is like burnt all to hell, and it's going to take days to scrape it all up.
Just buy a new pan.
Not our problem anymore.
Just buy a new pan. Just buy a new fucking pan.
Or, better yet, I open a portal, and a new pan pops out.
And then you chuck the old pan in.
Whatever portal goblin is in there is going to be like, what the fuck, man? What did you do to this pan?
I think we established that your portal goblin is Winston. Okay. So I come running out and I see them in the kitchen, right?
Yeah, you do.
Okay, so I'm like, we need to get the fuck out of here!
We're just like, how badly did you piss off Peter?
I threw a fireball in his face and I bloodbended him. Don't touch me.
What do you mean a fireball, Remy?
I threw a fireball into his face. I don't know if it's because it was the Dreamweaver shit or because I don't know what, but I don't want anybody to touch me or be near me.
Okay.
So you dream flamed him, is what I'm hearing?
I'm hoping. Oh,
Can
my
you do
God.
it in real? Hold on, I'm gonna light the gas on the burner. Do it in real life.
No.
Nothing.
I'm never gonna do it.
Nothing bad could possibly happen. Do it again.
No. Oswald, I'm not touching that.
I'm not saying touch it. I'm saying throw a fireball at it.
I'm not going
I
to.
feel like you should. I feel like it's good for science.
Yeah, it's
For science. Do you remember the last time I developed a power and I made a tornado in a room and we had to pay extra because of serious property
Listen,
damage.
I
did
feel
we-
like every Airbnb that accepts us is just like, that's their fault.
Did we put down our real
Okay.
names?
That's a good question. Remy,
I
did we
think-
put down
I
our
think
real
we-
names?
I think we used Adrena's Airbnb ID because she's got like a 5-star rating from all of her hosts.
That tracks.
Fair.
But I'm not doing it.
Fair. Okay, then what if I opened a portal and you threw it in? Because like nothing, you can't hurt anything in there, and Winston can dodge.
I don't
Winston
trust
can
that
dodge.
theory. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 20, how flustered am I right
probably
now?
like at least a 10.
At least a 10. Can I roll for it?
Sure.
Okay. Which dice is gonna make me super flummoxed? Maybe this one. I rolled a 17. I don't know.
Oh no,
that's
you're
going bad.
flustered as fuck.
I'm
Because I feel
flustered
like
as
you
fuck.
probably had an idea that you knew that you could do that, but you never actually saw it happen.
So, as per the usual, I imagine that as Remy's like screaming about it, and she's like, "I'm not gonna do it," and then she like slams her hands. Could I do like a? Should I do like a heads or tails kind of deal and see which one I'm gonna accidentally bloodbend?
Sure. Heads,
Okay,
Rivers, tails,
um,
Oswald.
You just bloodbend me, and I eat the pan back into the portal.
Okay, it was Oswald.
Well, what do I do?
I imagine that as I'm like yelling about this, I slam you up against the wall,
Go on.
but there's no air. So you just feel yourself slammed up against the wall. But I would imagine, so you know how like they have it in Avatar where like the entire body just like tenses up and it's like those robotic puppet kind of movements? Could it be like similar to that where it's like, but I think if it was like a slam, he's like swiftly moved to the side and then just bam.
You see little dialogue that pops up right like next to your head. Oswald liked that.
Oh, okay. I don't want to encroach on your thruple.
No, that's the joke. Oswald's
Okay.
ace.
So I do that.
Okay, Kyle, nothing bad happened to you. You just got moved and you don't know what exactly happened, but everything in your body sort of tensed up.
I was just trying to
And
cook
you just
breakfast. I don't know why you had to do that.
Well, obviously, it wasn't doing you. Nobody wanted that breakfast, Oswald. I'm going to be honest.
I look back at the bacon that's basically like charcoal now. I'm like, all right, we can get McDonald's breakfast on the way out. Or, future McDonald's to avoid copyright issues, you know.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. However, they don't have fast food here, so we're probably going to have to need to go wherever we're going relatively soon, especially if that one, she points over at Remy, is turning into a literal god.
I am not a god! And then I want to say the room gets hotter.
Roll a d20 for me. If it's above a 10, then yes, it gets a little bit hotter. If it's below a 10, nothing happens.
I've never been so sad to see a Kraken head in my entire life. It was a natural 20.
It's getting hot in here, and we should
It's
probably take off our clothes.
toasty.
Yeah, no, it got really
The
warm.
charcoal bacon starts
Oh,
glowing.
since you turned on the gas, what happened?
I did turn on the gas.
Yeah, the fire from that definitely like gets higher and hotter.
Oh my God, Jesus
But
Christ.
that's about it. That's about what's happening right now. Yeah.
Okay, so where are we
What
going?
do you-
Because the boys are gone.
What do you mean the boys are gone?
They are not back in town.
There. The boys are in. Oh yeah, you don't know the Michael, Rodney, and Hood went ahead to shield a native, but we wanted to make sure you were awake before we left. So we need to either head out or just like stay here. I don't know exactly what we're planning on doing.
So what we're gonna have to do, since I no longer have Michael right now, we're gonna have to give me a shit ton of Red Bull.
Why do you need it? Why do you need?
I just pop out a Red Bull can.
Michael around to keep you energized.
Because when I go to sleep, who is the one person we just pissed off and is a god and likes to come into my dreams?
I mean, aren't you?
I'm sorry, you say we like we're the ones that threw a fireball
at
at
his
him.
face. Well, I meant to, and it was cool, but I didn't know it was gonna do that.
I feel like you should have known it was going to do that, gonna be honest.
Okay, so I'm gonna need to stay up as long as physically possible, or else I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. Because I think I just laid down a trump card onto Peter, and now he knows all of my special abilities. There is nothing that can surprise him.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Why, you got some ace up your sleeve?
Maybe.
I glare at Oswald.
You see a very, very tiny portal opens up behind him.
And I go, yes, we all know about...
Can we survive in there? I mean, last time, wasn't there, like, breathing issues? Wasn't it only, like, an Oswald can survive that sort of situation?
Last time when I stuck my hand in there, something grabbed me and I didn't like it.
Well, I mean, did you, like... I don't know. I'm not saying we go in. I'm saying he doesn't know that it's changed.
I say we don't go in there.
I'm not saying
because I don't want to go into one of your
so
holes.
That's not a problem.
Completely intentional.
Well, you already slammed me up
Oswald,
against the
I'm
wall.
not joining this ruffle. That's a you, Shade, and Rochelle thing. I'm not joining it. I know she's going to be disappointed, but I fucking don't like her.
Why does everybody hate Rochelle?
Because
I know
Rochelle,
you know that's your wife.
Because Rochelle reminds me of what I would have been like if I wasn't unhappy.
According to Oswald, that's what I would have been like if I didn't have trauma. And then she was just like, but this is my trauma. And I was just like, all right.
Okay, I'm gonna go look at the map because we need to get the fuck out of here before Peter can figure out where we are and destroys our only food supply for the entire country.
So I've actually been looking at the map, and I say we go to either Shrine. Sounds interesting. I've never even heard of that place. But
isn't that the place where they said all the
Shrine.
weird shit was going on?
I think so.
I think we would fit right in.
Or where else could we go, Oswald?
Maybe Sanctuary. I'm trying to think of places that are close to
I'm
Shielded
going to
Native,
look-
just in case.
Carlos is in Sanctuary, so we know one of our Dreamweavers are in Sanctuary. We know one of our Dreamweavers is in Safe House. And I still need to do Catherine's agreement, and she like shows her arm that isn't like glittery or anything yet.
That's right, you still gotta talk to that bitch, Katie.
I still gotta talk to that bitch, Katie.
Okay. Well, the closest ones that are physically close to Shielded Native, if that is where, in fact, the boys went and they didn't just die in the air because I pissed off Peter, we could go to Sanctuary, we could go to Safe House, or we could go to where the weird people are in Shrine and be even closer to Peter.
Well, so if we go to Sanctuary, what we could do is stop in Shrine, get a vibe, and then leave.
We're gonna vibe check. We're going to go all that way just to vibe check Shrine.
Well, no, because if we go to Sanctuary, we have to go through Shrine to get to Sanctuary.
But wouldn't it make sense for us to go to Safe House if we have to go and talk with Katie for River?
I mean, we could.
I mean,
Don't
technically,
see a
who's going to
problem with
stop
that.
us from going to all three? Who knows how long the boys are going to be doing their shit, because they're all going to either be hating each other or, for some reason, I see this happening. Michael's going to end up getting Rodney and Hood together, and it's going to be one big happy family.
I think the happy family part is like a scary outcome.
That's
in
true.
my opinion.
Plus, it's getting a little incestuous up in here with the amount of times that we're just hooking up with people who we bring into the family.
That's y'all's fault. I'm gonna say that Zach was never a part of the family, and he just saw me and went, "That's mine. I'm following it." I'm gonna be honest. And Zach went, "Hell yeah!"
I turn to River and I go, "Well, you just have a weird power dynamic because he's the intern."
Okay, but you called Michael the intern too, so like.
Yes, and then he ended up getting promoted, and I still don't understand why that happened. He got promoted he was promoted before we ever did anything. To be fair,
I think he deserved it.
He's still on a trial run.
I mean, aren't we all?
This is true. So where do we feel like going? Where do we feel like dropping, boys? I don't know why I said that, but it feels like something that people would say when we're looking at a map and figuring out where we need to go.
I mean, that's very
So what's
Fortnite
Fortnite?
of you to say. You don't remember?
Oswald,
The history
I'm not
books, it was like a
into
huge
all
thing.
of the stupid classic stuff. I like the cool classic stuff.
Not into the stupid classic stuff.
It's okay. When I was reading about it in the history books, it seemed like one of the dumbest things. Like, I don't understand why people thought that was fun, but. And that's not only Oswald's opinion, that's my opinion too, because Fortnite is a garbage game.
I wish I could have been alive when Sims 85 came out.
Apparently they had a hotel pack in that one.
It took them 85 editions to get a hotel pack.
It coincided with the renters and Airbnb pack. Along with the actual apartments, which for some reason also took forever for us to get.
To be fair, apartments came out in Sims 2. And then they just took it away from us.
I don't understand why it's so hard to build an apartment complex.
And they took away open world.
All right, well, I think we go to, what the fuck was the name? Safe House. I think we go to Safe House. Just for the sake of River getting her shit.
Oswald, Red Bull me.
A Red Bull, like, flies
How
out
many
of
of
a
those
bowl.
are you gonna have to get? Because it's gonna really fuck up your blood pressure.
I take it.
What I really want to, like, drive home is that it doesn't just fly out of the portal. It, like,
I
shoots out
imagine
of
that
the
once
portal.
it does,
So,
I grab it, I take it, and I shotgun it.
I was gonna say you should probably make a roll to not get, like,
Okay.
domed by a Red Bull.
Now I feel like she's just been hanging out with Michael too much if she's just gonna shotgun it.
I don't even
Michael's
know.
a little bit of a frat boy if you want to talk about it.
I have never shotgunned anything in my life, so.
Neither have I.
Nah, I'm on the opposite end.
I drink things
Same.
so slowly. An Arizona can takes
Oh
me
yeah,
a
no,
few
I'm a
hours.
sipper.
Me too.
Yeah. It's probably why I'm so dehydrated all the time. Because one, I don't drink water, and two, when I do drink water, I hate it, so I never
I'm
finish it.
mostly dehydrated because I eat things that I probably shouldn't eat.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure I'm allergic to the pollen on apples, and every time I eat an apple, no matter how much I wash it off.
Oh yeah,
I
no,
feel
we
like I'm
talked
dying.
about this.
Yeah.
We talked about this before.
It's
either the
it's
pollen
the
or
pollen
it's the
on top
skin
of the apple because I am allergic.
Why
to
don't you wash the apple?
I do. No matter how much I wash it off, I still have like my
I think
tongue
maybe
goes
you're
up.
just allergic to apples.
That's not fair because it also happens when I eat grapes and bananas and I wash them.
Maybe it's the skin. Maybe you're just allergic to skin.
How can you be allergic? How can you be allergic to skin?
Nobody listens to me.
Be allergic to the skin.
It's actually it's a thing. There are people that I know who are
But
allergic
it
to the
also
skin of
happens
an
when I
apple.
eat grapes and bananas. The banana thing is new.
They
Okay,
also
I'm bringing
have
us
skins.
back.
Okay, bring us back in before we realize that I'm just allergic to a shit ton of stuff.
And then
Tweet at us on
and then
Twitter.
Allie's laptop dies.
Okay, so we're going to safe house. All right.
Send us a Send us a tweet on what's actually called Twitter and not
We're only
yeah.
allowed to dead name
Um,
Twitter.
about what you're allergic to at dice_draft.
Yeah, at me if you're a doctor. Let me know if I'm dying.
Yeah, let's talk
Okay.
about allergies. Hit us up.
So I'm going to turn to the group and I'm going to say, okay, did y'all follow Michael's stupid anal fucking checklist and pack list? Do we have everything that we need to have?
Absolutely not.
No,
Oh,
because
Jesus
I'm ace. Why would I follow that?
Absolutely fucking not.
I go through and I try to speedily pack everything that Michael's like.
We forgot a good amount of shit.
I imagine that it's like like how on the fridge, how you have like the grocery list, and it's like one of those like little notepads. I imagine it's like 5 notepads like stapled together.
Yes,
As a
exactly.
checklist. I'm like, oh god, I'm gonna go quickly through this. Everyone's just start packing as much shit as you can. I don't care if it's the B&B's or ours, but we're getting the fuck out of here.
River looks at Oswald and then looks at Zach and then looks at Oswald and goes, I think she's a little bit fucking crazy.
And I start packing like a mad woman. All the
Okay,
while
so-
avoiding everybody.
Okay, so, well, it took like maybe an extra hour for you to pack everything because we forgot a lot of shit. And by the time you're done, River is in the car, basically ready. I'm going to guess Oswald and Zach are also with her. I say that as if I don't control Zach. I don't control Zach. Zach is his own person, but also he's made up.
Zach is becoming sentient.
Zach is me. I am Zach. So, yeah. River puts in the coordinates to Safe House and she goes, alright guys, I'm not gonna lie, one of you might need to have to drive this so I can go into my head and talk to Katie for a bit, if everybody's cool with that, so I can get the exact coordinates where she is. But it's going to take us a few days to get there, so I think we should start now.
I'll
And
drive. I'm all hopped up on Red Bull.
I'm going to give this wheel to Zach and
Damn it.
and
I think you should have seen
Listen,
that one
it's not
coming,
my
Remy.
fault. I don't have my license.
I even have mine. How do you not have yours?
Uber.
good.
Future Uber.
Future Uber. How to avoid lawsuits 101.
Future
Just
or
put future in
fantasy.
front of everything.
Fantasy Costco, where all your dreams come true.
Speaking of,
Jesus
Okay.
Christ. Okay, so after like a few, so do you guys want to do a sequence of me talking to myself in River's head, or do you guys just want to be like, or do you want to be around yourselves and just having a weird conversation as River's basically passed out next to you guys?
I think that that's up to you. If you want to have the conversation in your head and make that like a thing
Let's
you hear,
flip a
then
coin for
go
it.
for it.
Heck, it landed on tails.
I like how you flipped it before I could even call what I was going to do. Let's talk about that for a second.
Okay, heads or tails? Heads or
Good enough
tails?
for morning?
Heads?
Well, I feel extra spicy because I ate an apple before we recorded.
Oh, so now you're having an allergic reaction.
Yeah, did you not hear me eat an apple while I was talking to you? It landed on tails.
I did, and then I forgot you were allergic to them.
It landed on tails because it's a giant one.
Okay, so it's a few hours that River's out then, and you guys can have like conversations around her or be idiots, or I can just do a time skip. We can do either one of those.
Well, what did you pick as heads or tails?
I picked if you got heads, then I would have done the thing.
So then we're talking.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. All right. So Zach is driving. Doo-doo-doo.
Yes.
Okay, I imagine I am as pushed as far away from everybody as I physically can.
Hey Remy, why are you trying to kiss the glass of the car?
Because I don't want to touch anybody.
Why? Are you suddenly a germaphobe?
No. Because I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean,
feel
you
like
sure?
we should.
Yeah.
I'd rather not.
My girlfriend's literally passed out right now talking to a Dreamweaver. Can we at least talk about it so, like, I can concentrate on driving and maybe not worry about her safety?
Well, if I talk about it without her physically here, then she's going to get all upset.
She's gonna be upset anyways. Have you met River?
Yes. Yes, I have. I've known her a lot longer than you.
That's true. You have. So you should know she's gonna be upset anyways.
Shit went down in the dreamscape, and it was not something that I enjoyed.
Do you want to elaborate on that, or?
I love vague statements.
I will tell you this if you two, and I'm like death glaring them, if you promise to not tell Michael.
Well, we kind of can't because he's not here right now.
Good, but I mean when we meet up with him, if they're still alive, because I still haven't ruled out the fact that they might end up killing each other on this trip.
To be fair, I think they died the moment they left.
You know, I think what they're doing is they're like discussing their masculinity in a healthy way. Y'all remember that Barbie movie that came out back in like...
Michael, no, here's the thing. Michael is bisexual. Maybe he's just adding to the sexual tension between Rodney and Hood.
Maybe.
Michael is the Alan.
This is when Rodney and Hood finally realize that they're gay.
Gay for
Maybe
only
he's doing
each other.
couples counseling with both
Maybe
of them.
he is. Maybe he is. And I go, do you pinky swear?
Is this like legally binding?
This is legally binding, you bitch.
Oh, fuck. I don't have any lawyers, Remy.
Yeah, I don't have any lawyers either.
Well, then you're not getting nothing.
I feel like that's a cop-out.
It is not a cop-out.
Feels like a cop-out.
I feel, yeah. This is when you guys realize you fucking love Zach.
I am setting firm and healthy boundaries for once in my life.
Okay, but right now, River is incapacitated and can't be talked to. Michael is not here. You seem to be going through some shit, and we're the only ones you can currently talk to. So, could you maybe, I don't know, for the good of the team, talk about it for 5 seconds?
I would also like
it's
to
not
point
for
out,
you. It's not for you, it's for me.
I can hop into River's dream if I really wanted to, but I'm not really sure about portaling back into a moving car.
Yeah, I wouldn't try that.
I mean, curiosity is getting me, but like...
I kind of want to see you go into River's dream, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, but then I don't want to portal back into a moving car and then, like, you know,
I'll slow it down.
End up, you know, shoved up in the engine parts somewhere. That
I'll slow it down.
doesn't seem like it would feel very good.
No, yeah, Oswald, it'll be fine. I'll slow it down.
Let's not. And say we did.
please.
So, Remy, what happened?
I go, you have to accept the terms and agreements.
As long as you say that they're not legally binding, I will.
Then how can I know that trust you or not? It's I'd better sign this NDA agreement and I pull it out of my
Have we known
knapsack.
each other, and how many times have I fought with you?
Remy, I've known you for at least a year, and he's known you way more than that. Come on.
Well, it's not my fault this group has trust issues.
I don't.
I feel like you're the one with the trust issues, not everybody else.
I got married to someone on the spot. So. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
To be fair, she tricked you into that marriage, and you were just okay with it.
I don't really think that's tricking. I think that's just not giving me all the information.
Oswald, have you ever been indoctrinated into a cult? Because I think that you are what is considered cult bait.
Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to talk to my parents about that
Hey
one.
guys, do you think Revolution's a cult? Do you think we're actively in a cult right now?
I call shade.
Well, who would
Hey,
be the king?
baby!
Who's the
Are we in a cult?
Who's the charismatic leader? Because it ain't Hood.
But so its hair stands up on its ends.
Still hears
Someone's
me.
talking about me.
Still hears me shit
I'm
talking
pretty
about him.
sure if we're going that route, the leader would technically be the professor, but also
He ain't charismatic. We're not in a cult.
But also, like, you guys are mainly our face of the team, so one of you assholes probably.
I think that
I
that's
look
a
at River.
horrible mistake. Is
Everyone's
making
passed the fuck out, cuddling
know.
into the
I know, and I'm just like, well, shit for brains ain't us.
Well, I also wouldn't say it's River, really, because, like...
No, I'm saying shit for brains is the collective us. We ain't it.
So we're not in a cult. Shade, agree, disagree?
Can we nominate Winston as leader?
I think Winston's in his own cult.
I call Winston.
He does not answer because he's not answered those phone calls in over a year.
And he
No,
doesn't
well, like-
have a cell phone.
I open a portal and I yell into the portal, Winston!
You rang.
Are you a cult leader?
Yeah, that's essentially what I yell. It's like, are you a cult leader?
What's truly the definition of a cult, also?
Yeah, he's a cult leader. Okay.
Well, at least we ain't a part of that wackadoo squad.
Well, I'm pretty sure I am. Am I part of your cult?
You're married to one of us.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which is the first.
How are you doing, by the way? You're still, like, not entirely there?
My powers have been gaining. If you notice, like, the opacity is a little bit more up on the dreamscape than it was the last time you were here. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, you're looking good. All right, well,
I'm
getting
getting my strength back.
That's
Is
fair.
that
That's the only question I had. We were discussing the merits of a cult and, like, what makes a cult, so...
Oh, I believe this entire series was about cultism. We're not going to lie. It's about capitalism and cultism, but we're not going to fully go there, are we?
Okay, but, like, now I need to know your thoughts on capitalism because you live in a different universe than we do. So...
Why do you think everything's free here?
Because you're communist?
What was that?
That was me shouting into the portal. Because that's technically a socialistic point of view. That everything's free. That's why it works. And why all government should adopt it.
This is just reminding me of the time that my partner and my friend here had a conversation about communism, and that lasted like 45 minutes, and I was just drinking my cider like I didn't have anything to add.
Which is why everyone should adopt socialistic tendencies, because it makes the country itself better. Like affordable health care and rights for women.
Do we have affordable health care in this universe, Allie?
God,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, in this universe we do have affordable healthcare, and also teachers are fucking coveted.
And also, nobody cares if you're trans or, there's
Damn,
actual.
no wonder my dad's rich.
Yeah, right. There's actual, equal rights for everybody.
Yeah.
Except for mutants, apparently.
And we fund more affordable things like, social workers and mental health and things like that. Is that what you're trying to preach, Winston? As I'm shouting this into the hole.
Remy, I haven't talked to you in a long time. This is a very odd conversation to walk in on, I'm not gonna lie.
That's because Peter likes to take over my dreams and I'm afraid to go to sleep. Speaking of which, Osborne, Red Bull me!
Yeah,
Starting to get to her.
I think you need a little bit of a break from the Red Bull. Hey, Winston, is there anything you can do about Remy being afraid to sleep?
Is she still wearing her amulet?
Are you?
Yes. I don't think I ever took it off.
Well, because I'm gaining more power, I can add more power to that to create a sort of blocking sensation so he can't go back into your dreams. The reason he was so easily obtainable into your dreams was because I was subdued in a way. So you should be okay to sleep now, especially because I have more powers coming to me.
Thank you. And I still turn to Oswald and I go, I still want the Red Bull. I think I'm addicted.
Let's give it an hour. Have you come down a little bit, and then I'll give you a Red Bull. Huh?
Okay.
While you're talking to Winston, all of a sudden River goes, and she goes, "Oh God, Katie! What
Winston,
the fuck?"
I gotta go, Winston. She's done talking to Katie, so we gotta talk about that.
Ah, Jesus fucking Christ. And you look at the little symbol that's on her wrist. The symbol kind of just looks like a loop-de-loop and has a little star next to it, but that's now has sort of an iridescent shimmer to it. And she goes, "Okay, I know exactly where Katie is. She kind of has resting bitch face and resting bitch voice, which is very much the opposite of Rochelle. But, yeah, she said we can lay low with her for a bit, as long as we don't bring any other Dreamweavers, because Peter would be able to infiltrate that. So that means, Oswald, your wife cannot show up."
All right, I touch my wrist.
"Oh my God, hi! It's my husband!"
Yeah, hi. So we're going to, where are we going again? Sanctuary?
We're going to Safe House.
Safe House.
We're going to
Did
Safe
you call
House.
it Safe Word?
No, Sanctuary.
Yeah.
So
No,
we're going to Safe House. Katie said she doesn't want anybody else there, so you're not going to hear from me for a bit. I'm not dead.
Okay. Katie can get a little bit bitchy, so just be careful. She's a little rough around the edges.
Good to know. Also, question.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on cults?
I don't like going there. Why?
We were discussing whether or not our little group here is a cult.
Well, Evolution is definitely a cult. I wouldn't call Revolution a cult. If anything, Revolution is more of the military that helps indoctrinate said cult, if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay. I can get behind that.
So are you saying we're the deprogrammers?
Yeah, I would say that. Uh-huh.
Okay, perfect. Excellent.
Winston fully agreed that he is a part of a cult.
Well,
so.
Yeah, we're a bunch of Dreamweavers. We can just go into people's dreams and go, follow us. And everyone goes oh my God, a god. So yeah, that makes sense. I agree with that.
He did have his own castle, which honestly I thought was a little gaudy at first.
Well, technically the castle's in this world now, because Peter is this is mine, which I thought was a little selfish and a little icky. I feel like he could have made his own. I feel like bringing the other one here from the Dreamscape was a little lazy, but that's just me.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get Winston's house back then, because I imagine he just wants to sleep in his own bed instead of an unending void.
Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, so you're going to be in Safe House.
Yes.
Okay, I will let the others know so they know not to go into Safe House unless you really need us, and you know how to get to me you like really, really, really need us for something.
Yep.
And I would say only do that for like big emergencies. You get me?
Yep, I got you.
Okay, love you, baby.
Bye.
Oh my god.
Oswald's secretly falling in love with Rochelle every moment of the day.
Okay, so they know. So we're good. Yeah, how'd it go?
So first, let's talk about how when Katie is called, she's in the middle of something, she can be a little testy. She can be a little bit testy. I would not poke around her when she is, I don't know, eating a snack or watching a movie or something, because my god, she is somewhere in sort of like the center of Safe House. She gave me the exact coordinates, so let me put that into the GPS now. And River just like goes by, like stretches out on Zach and like types in the correct coordinates, and it's still having you go like the same way, but the time to get there went up by like maybe an hour, and that's because it where it was going for Safe House was just like the border of Safe House, so asking it to go the extra like to more of the center adds the hour. And yeah, she's expecting us now, which is good and awesome and like fun. But she says we have to lay super low because apparently there's a lot of Dreamweavers just poking around, just because she was the one that had most of the evolution members lost. But I believe Peter's also just sort of holding on for dear life for the other ones that have stayed. She also said that when we get there that she was going to, so Remy didn't have to soak up all of her power, that she was going to sort of mask us, so when other people look at us, they see a different person. So that's pretty cool.
Interesting.
So she's a bitch, but she's a helpful bitch.
I mean, I get it.
It's fair.
There's probably a reason why she became my Dreamweaver.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. You're not a bitch. And then he coughs.
Well, if you're gonna lie, do it with gusto.
That's his exact laugh. Either way, at least we have like people on our side.
Yeah, she said that she was really over Peter's bullshit and I took too long in accepting the deal. And I said, well, to be fair, you fucking didn't tell me what this did, and I only found out from it recently because of Rochelle. And she went, oh, Rochelle, that dumb bitch, why did she even come into this shit? And I went, hey, that's rude, we love Rochelle, Rochelle's one of our favorite people. And she was just like, yeah, well, Rochelle can be kind of an idiot sometimes. And I said, yo, I can see that. So
So you guys just had a good conversation then?
Yeah, I think we're best friends now, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Like stepbrothers, best friends, or like you want to
I like
correct?
Remy's still like my best friend because Remy's like my sister, but I feel like not Rochelle, wow. I feel like Katie is definitely like has my energy, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So soul sisters.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, so after like another like hour passes, and I'm gonna guess we were doing some stupid shit on the road trip over.
I think we were just honestly discussing the merits of cults when she woke up.
Yeah.
Woke up.
Excellent. It's all coming to plan.
Remy's planning on starting a cult.
Nope. I did the exact thing that I wanted to, and it worked. And I'm not going to say what it is because Kyle can't remember shit.
Nope. It's helpful to have somebody who doesn't remember things, huh?
I don't know what just happened. I don't know what just happened, and I feel like I probably should as the game goddess, but I'm too scared to ask.
It's beautiful. It's all coming together.
I'm honestly too scared to ask.
No, I wouldn't be. It's not anything that's life or death or anything.
Remy's setting up the Lancaster Empire.
Why don't I believe you?
Remy's planning on taking after Peter.
She did exactly what she needed to do, and that is that.
I feel like I should know.
No, Remy just played to Oswald's weakness, and that was great.
What is my weakness?
Distracting you with other conversations so that you forget shit.
I've already forgotten most of the things that I've been talking about.
What did he forget?
Well, then it worked.
You can't be vague with the game goddess. I don't care if I know. You can't be vague with the game goddess.
Remy completely avoided that entire conversation about why she doesn't want to be near people and what the fuck happened in her dream. So, good for her! It worked! Remy, honestly, in my mind, pulled me aside and goes, okay, listen, we gotta do some stupid shit and get Oswald distracted. And it worked!
It's not hard to distract me as a person, to be honest with you.
And it also worked on Allie, so I was like, oh no, I went in too deep.
I like that. Oh no, I went in too deep.
I was like, oh no.
You went after me because I have ADHD, but then didn't remember that Allie has ADHD.
Well, Allie doesn't have the memory of a goldfish. Allie actually remembers things.
Most of the time.
That's true. Unless it's something I don't care about that I actively misremember.
So it worked. Once again, Remy avoiding communication.
It's healthy.
Very healthy. It's not her fault you guys didn't sign the NDAs.
So River, stretches more and goes, oh, also, Catherine did say that she's the one that did give me the mimicry skill. She said that she saw my personality and thought it would be quote-unquote fun. So, yeah, I can just do that now. I can just mimic your voices if I really feel like it.
That's fair.
So that means that we all got gifts from our people?
I'm gonna guess you got that fireball from Richard.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Or your blood bending. But I feel like the blood bending probably has more to do with your water element, so...
I don't know what you're talking about.
And Oswald, your portals are, a lot stronger than they were at the beginning of this, so I'm going to say...
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I feel like everybody is just lying to me right now, and it's not appreciative. So, yeah, that's yeah. I don't know. Yeah, let's get to...
I would also like to say that I didn't forget about Jira and Pearl.
That's probably smart.
Jira's hanging out in the trunk because he's too big.
He's just enjoying there, just chilling, curled up like a cat.
Yep.
Pearl's still attached to your arm.
Basically. Pearl, do you know what it's like to be in a cult?
I've only ever been with you, Oswald.
So yes. Okay, cool.
When you guys get to Safe House, we're in the district that Katie is in warehouse, in Safe House. I fucked up. In Safe House. You can see it's super industrial here. It's not super clean and fantastical like Anchorage, and it's not covered in vegetation and like filled with like all this organic matter and all of like these farmlands like Elysium, and it's not like a dirty, worn down 3-level city like Eden. In Safe House, it's a flat plain, almost like Anchorage. However, instead of being on a platform up from all of the water, it's just in what looks like to be a giant walled structure, and then just like super industrialized cities. So it's like concrete towers and just like metal amplifiers, and there seems to be just like different like fires and everything that are happening, and like smoke that are coming from factories. And this is basically the entirety of Safe House, at least in this district that you are landing in. And the coordinates that Katie sent you guys is to what looks to be like a large old warehouse. And when Zach like lands the car, when you walk out, it's just like immediate like city noises. It's very reminiscent to Eden, but not in the way of like New York City noises like Eden would normally have. It's very much like, it sounds like you're on a construction site. There's a lot of screaming, but like not like scared screaming. It's more like yelling at one another for like communication's sake.
What I know about New York City, this just sounds like New York City.
Yeah.
No, because this is like, it feels like this place is 90% just like industrial and construction.
Interesting.
So, Baltimore.
Yes.
Good morning, Baltimore.
It is like near Baltimore, geologically.
It's actually North and South Carolina.
Yes.
So,
okay.
Sir.
It's in.
You expect me to actually look at the map? I just looked at the name. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, it's literally in the center of North and South Carolina.
Which at this point has become one giant Carolina.
It's just Carolina.
How long ago did they stop caring about North and South? And also, did the same thing happen to the Dakotas?
No, the Dakotas
it's just Dakota.
No, I see a line distinctly between North and South Dakota. Thank you very much.
That means absolutely nothing.
Well, then this map needs updated.
Yeah.
I'm not asking Mappy to update
it. Maybe Mappy specifically made it so that North and South... Oh, wait, no, there's a line between North and South Carolina. It's just that North Carolina seems to completely have encompassed Virginia. It swallowed it whole.
So Virginia doesn't exist. Got it.
Virginia doesn't exist, but West Virginia does.
To be fair, I think that should be how it is.
I mean, it's fitting that West Virginia was the one that survived. Everybody there lives in mountains and seclusion, so like nobody would actually be part of those wars. They would just be doing their own thing.
So Gen Con's in Indiana, right? I've never been to Indiana in my life. My mom, when she dropped me off at the airport, this bitch dropped me off at the airport, and when I finally get there and I landed, I said, "Hey, I'm here." I landed, and she goes, "Where are you, Cleveland?" And I went, "Mother, what the fuck?" And I went,
"What?"
I said, "I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm in the other Ohio. Where the fuck are you?"
Dear God in heaven. The fact that
I mean, it's not a stretch because Ohio and Indiana are pretty similar.
Well, that's why I called it the other Ohio, and everybody laughed.
To be fair, so you want to know, like, just quick thing. When we drove to Chicago and we drove through, Indiana, it took like 2 hours to drive through just the state of Indiana. Like,
it's a very
straight
small
through.
State.
I was in shock, but let's continue. Like, straight up.
Wait, do we have any cities near Indiana?
The closest one is Garden Inland, but that's in Michigan. Anyhow.
And Ohio, for that matter. Sorry, Scarlett.
No, I'm pretty sure Scarlett also hates Ohio.
If she doesn't, I would question.
Okay, so we're in Safe House. It's basically like District 12 in the Hunger Games.
Yes.
So we're here now, and I'm just like, I lean over to River, and I'm like, I don't mean to razz on Katie, but her home is kind of a dump.
I don't think they got to pick where they, like, I don't think they got to pick where they were put into, Remy.
I look over at Oswald and thinking about Rochelle, and I go, I totally think they got to pick where they got to go.
That's a question that I'll ask Rochelle next time I
Rochelle
see her.
being everybody's secretary got lucky. That's what I think.
That's a question I'll ask Rochelle the next time I see her. How about that?
So where do we go? We can go to that dump. We can go to that construction site, or we can go towards that city that looks like it's basically on its last legs.
Well, do you want to like find an Airbnb and settle in?
I said we could be with her. I mean, we're outside this warehouse right now, which her coordinates led us to.
Okay.
So back to the OG days. I swear to God, if I have to share a bathroom with any of y'all again, I'm going to just live on the street. I'll live in the car.
I didn't do anything bad to the bathroom.
I look at Oswald and I just go, are you sure about that?
I was never
Oswald's
formally
lying.
diagnosed with IBS, but
I go, I don't know how many times we had to clean out those toilets.
hey, I cleaned them up after I used them.
Yes, but then there was also the other boys, and they didn't know how to properly pee, so.
Yeah, well, I lived on my own for a while, so I had to.
Anywho, so do we just go up and knock on some random door and hope that Katie answers?
I mean, she should be the only one that's here. She said that everybody in her like warehouse, I guess, education area evacuated after mine and Oswald's little announcement.
Your escapades. So. How did that go, actually? I wasn't around for it.
Oh, it went. River looks at Oswald. Good.
Yeah, I mean, most of the people that were in them, you left, so.
I promise I sounded like a big bad Peter. I promise.
I smell a liar.
It definitely wasn't just me very obviously sounding like Peter, being River being Peter.
Okay. And I look to River and I go, the honor is all yours. You pick the door, if there even is one.
Yeah, there's a few. River goes to the one that looks like more like a front door. It has like 3 steps that goes up it, like a little platform. And she like knocks on the full metal door. And when she does that, it like opens a little bit and you just hear, why did it fucking take you so long to get here after you contacted me? And River goes, there is motherfucking travel time. He goes, I don't fucking care if there's fucking travel time. Fucking speed up, bitch. And he's like, I wasn't the one driving. It was my boyfriend. Get a fucking better boyfriend. No, I have a better boyfriend. Should have seen the last one. Oh, fucking get in here. Okay. Hey, guys, we need to get in here.
I cautiously walk in.
What you see is a woman who is around 5'6", has like a tiny waist, but like very flared out hips. Probably like A-cup titties though, like tiny titties. Dark brown hair with bangs. Sort of like larger eyes than you're probably expecting. They're like a little bit too big for her face. They're bright green. She has freckles that line her that line her face. It's like more like the nose and like cheeks area. It's not really like splattered all over her face. Has like a deep set pout to her lips, like that's just her natural face, and she has on really thick eyeliner, and she just goes, "It took you 2 extra hours to get here after you contacted me. What the fuck? You know how hard it is to make sure nobody weird comes around, especially Peter? Like, what you could have been like, I'm 2 hours away. I didn't know how long we were gonna be, Katie. Don't fucking call me Katie. I am Catherine to you. No, you're Katie. Fucking hell. Why are you my person? Why are you? I don't. I would say I'm sorry, but I'm simply not. To be fair, Oswald ended up marrying your friend Rochelle. Rochelle is not my friend. Okay.
I
This
feel
is
like the
Katie.
reason we had to stop was, and I opened the trunk.
Yeah.
He got hungry, so we had to stop, and it's not easy to find food for him. So,
Oh, good. Lizards. Wonderful. Get in here before somebody sees. I was able to deactivate the camera for a little bit, and I need to fucking mask you guys, so get in here. And River just like sort of is like, yeah, she's gonna be my new best friend.
harsh but loving.
Yeah. So Katie sort of like gestures her way in, like, come on, get in. You're so fucking slow. River's just like, she's a little testy. And she, I'm gonna guess everybody like sort of files in pretty quickly.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I already said I was in, so.
Okay. So, after a minute, after she closes the door, you see her, like, do, like, a huge, like, lock. There's, like, a huge, like, almost, like, bank, like, latch lock on it. And she puts in a code, and she turns around and goes to the screen that's next to the door, and you see the car, and she just does this thing with her hands where it's kind of like a open enveloping motion, and the car just like simply vanishes, so it does not look like anything's there. And she goes, okay, that's done. Okay, for you guys. She looks at you, Remy, and goes, you're too blonde. And she sort of does like a sucking motion with her hand, and your beautiful blonde hair, Remy, suddenly turns like pitch black. And you shrink down a little bit. Your facial features pretty much look still the same. There's like a little bit of a difference to them where you have to like double take. It's kind of like when I thought I saw James at Gen Con, but it wasn't James. It was another guy.
It was most definitely
like
a doppelganger, and I told you what you needed to do, and I hope you did it.
I didn't.
Oh, damn.
He was also a dungeon master. It'd been awkward.
It would have been very awkward.
So
You look just like a piece of shit I used to know.
Then for you, Oswald, she goes, you need to get a little bit taller. And she like makes her hand, she like does a gesture with her hands that like moves them up, and you grow like maybe 3 or 4 inches taller. And she goes, hair's too distinctive. And then you turn like this like bright platinum blonde that has like ice blue tips, and she goes, ooh, that's fun. And then she like does the same thing with your face, where from a distance it's like, is that Oswald's face? But no, it's not. It's totally someone that's not. You just thought that it was Oswald. She looks at River and goes, okay, let's try red on you. And she just like snaps her fingers, and River's shoulder length black hair suddenly goes down into these ringlets of like what looks to be like a strawberry blonde. So it's not like fully red. It has kind of like that coppery tinge to it.
Mm-hmm.
And her violet eyes turn blue and then changes the face to the very like similar, and she's just like, also let's give you some tits, and she flicks her fingers and River's boobs just sort of like expand, and she goes, that was a little rude, and she goes, well, so are your tits, and she was just like, okay. And she looks at Zach and goes, I'm just gonna make you look like a guy. And he goes, what does that mean? She like she does like the gesture motion of just like flicking her hand, and the most like Ken basic looking dude appears.
Oh no. Stereotypical Ken.
Stereotypical Ken.
It's just Ryan
His job
Gosling.
is beach.
My job is beach.
It's just Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, it's just Ryan Gosling. Dear God. Actually, no. You know what? Stereotypical Ken? Freddie Prinze Jr.
It is Freddie Prinze Jr.
It's all that it is.
And River goes, okay, well, now that we have disguises, are we allowed here now? And she goes, yeah, I guess. Do what you need to. Thank you for taking the deal. And River goes, yep. Thank you. And she goes, I need to go do my normal stuff so nobody thinks nothing's weird. And she goes, thanks again, Catherine. And Catherine just sort of like flips her off as she walks away. She goes, yeah, I guess we're just here now for the moment. Well, until we get the okay from the other ones.
That's fair. I don't honestly know what else we can do right now. We got here. It's not like we're going to start a fight right now.
River looks at Remy.
Don't look at me.
Don't sneak out.
What do I have to do here?
Mm-hmm.
Why would I want to sneak out here? There's nothing
Why
cool
would you want to
here.
sneak out anywhere else?
To be fair, I only snuck out the one time, and that was to go deal with my backstabbing traitorous friends. As she
To be
looks
fair, I feel like
a
that
little
gave us more
nervous.
trauma than we're actually discussing. So.
You're telling me I fake killed somebody, so that just gives me more trauma.
You killed my ex twice. I just need to make that very clear.
To be fair, when I killed him, apparently it was a version of him. It wasn't actually him. And the second time, you killed your ex-boyfriend.
I killed Zeke. You killed Sasha. That's on you.
I didn't actually kill him. And I point my finger at Oswald. He punted him.
I punted an old man. I don't remember punting Sasha.
No, you did.
Yeah, you were the one that killed Sasha because you punted him so hard he wouldn't do a sign and die.
I like how we just refuse to call him Xander now.
I like punting people. I don't know what to tell you.
Oswald, that's going to be your one thing for everything. It's just like, I can just punt him. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to try to punt Peter.
And that's how it ends, guys, because this is all scripted. Spoiler alert!
100% scripted. We know exactly what we're going to say, especially that bit about being in a cult.
Yeah.
This is all scripted. What's just... Okay, how about this? Because we never actually get a chance to just, like, convene and speak and talk about things that are never able to like get out because we're always on the run. And I feel like right now we have a time to just like breathe and sit.
Okay, what do you want to talk about?
River's just like, let's go and find somewhere that's more comfortable than this entrance hall. And after
I don't want to. And she's like, I don't want to talk in the middle of the foyer, and it's basically a square.
Basically, yeah, that's what it is. It's like a square. It's like a square where the door was. There's that screen, and then there's like a hallway that goes down. And then where the hallway that goes down, it sort of gets bigger the longer you get, like not like it gets longer, like it widens out and
bigger,
like more. Yeah. it widens out and gets more you can tell like a lot of people were able to stay here. So you guys can open up a few rooms. There's some rooms where there's like a sitting lounge. There's some rooms that have like beds and stuff, and everything looks like it was very hurriedly like evacuated. So there's like some things that were left behind. There's like little details and stuff that looks like this place is just freshly left.
I feel like our signature talking place is a kitchen or a family room, so we could choose one of those two if there is one of those.
The kitchen's in the very, very far back, but like I said, there is a few like sitting rooms where there's like fireplaces and like old ratty couches, and it has like the smell of like books and everything. But it still has like that industrial look to it, so like everything around is like made of cement. It's not like super, super cozy.
So it's a mixture of the Sims book kit and industrial loft kit. Got it.
Yes. Eco lifestyle in Book Nook.
Eco lifestyle Book Nook and industrial loft kit, but specifically living in the zone with the shipping stuff.
But we will not woohoo in dumpsters.
No, because that's gross.
I mean, I feel like that's a missed opportunity.
No. No.
Okay, so
is this podcast just becoming The Sims?
Yes.
By the way?
Yes.
Yes.
I had to, so at Gen Con for the game that I was the game I had to run, I was making a map for myself, and it was a map of like a house, and while I was doing it, I was just like, thank God I practiced this by making like 20 Sims builds before I got here.
Honestly, so productive. I love it. It works in so many ways.
Okay, so River like creeps into one of the sitting rooms, and the couch that she sits on is actually very reminiscent to the couch that was at the warehouse that we all started at. And
this feels
River,
weird, guys.
River's just like, yeah, it's almost if our warehouse had like an actual fireplace. But okay, there is like a little TV in the back also, and it's like it has like the normal stuff, but there's also like documents and like books and everything around. But it does give the same feel as the warehouse at the beginning of all of this.
Fair.
And River looks at all of you guys and goes, I know Michael's not here to chime in on this, but what would you guys like to do after all of this? After all of this is over? Because once this is over, I feel like I don't want to go our separate ways, but I also don't want this stuff to happen again.
I think I'm done with people for a bit. I might work with animals. Thought about opening up a tech store, but then I don't want people coming in with like, stupid problems.
You wouldn't want to run the tech store.
No.
So what I'm hearing is you just want to run away to Elysium with your wives and live on a farm?
Yeah, more or less. Or like start a zoo.
Sister
like,
wives.
Not a shitty zoo, like a zoo where we actually care about the animals, because I can ask them what they're upset about. Actually, I text that idea to the group chat. The marriage
To the
group
wives.
chat.
The marriage group chat.
To the sister wives.
Yeah.
Shade responds bear emoji, fish emoji, zebra emoji, horse, and then at the same time Rochelle responds kangaroo emoji, kangaroo emoji, kangaroo emoji, zebra. And then both Rochelle and Shade like each other's texts.
I'm like, Okay, cool. So that's a winning idea.
Remy?
I don't know.
You want to take over Astoria and make it not shitty?
Oh, I don't know.
I feel like that would be both a me and a Remy job.
Yeah.
Yeah, the CEO and the COO.
I mean, I've never thought. It's gonna sound weird, but I never had a chance to actually pick something for me to do.
Hmm.
So I don't know what I would do.
That's fair.
I mean, I know me and Michael really liked Elysium, but for some reason he seems obsessed with Florida for some reason.
I mean, who wouldn't be? Have you heard all the stories about Florida, man?
No, it sounds horrible.
I'll send you some of the articles from like the 2000s.
No, thank you. It sounds like a shithole.
It was before the war. I don't know how it is after.
Probably
It's
even
pretty
worse.
much the same.
Probably even worse. Somehow DeSantis is still around.
He froze his head like Walt Disney did.
Actually, he's against Walt Disney, so he did nothing that Walt Disney did.
No, he just became Jeff Bezos and found the key to immunity.
Yeah. I think our next adventure after this is to take out, corporations. Does that sound good to you guys?
No, I don't think I would want to do that.
End capitalism? No? Okay.
No.
I think after this, I'm sort of... The best way I can explain is I'm done being an influencer, which I know is stupid because I'm not even an influencer, but I definitely feel like that's similar to kind of what I'm feeling is like, I'm tired, guys. Like, I want this to be over, and I honestly can't wait for it to be over. I love y'all, and I love everything that we created, but I'm so fucking tired, and I always feel like everything's our fault, which I don't think is healthy. I
feel like that's fair.
I also, and Zach is just sort of looking at her, and she goes, I would also rather just, like, settle down, maybe have some kids of my own that I won't die trying to protect because I won't need to die.
I immediately look at River suspiciously.
I'm not pregnant.
That we know of. But continue.
Yet.
Exactly, yet. But I also kind of, this is going to sound weird, seeing as I've never actually, like, went to school there. I'd kind of like to go to, like, Adam and Eve and actually, like, teach them stuff.
Go for
it. Which, again, I know is weird, but also... I also know if I would have actually had an education or had a chance to have an education, I didn't pursue all those very abusive relationships, I would not be where I am right now. I would be very, very defined by my craft. I personally didn't even want to get into cars. That was kind of forced on me. Now I just know that information.
I don't know. I think this is a figure it out when it happens type thing, because we still have a lot to do.
Yeah, but, like, I feel like we don't, though. I feel like there's very little time that I feel like we're in the end. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we can ask Peter to stop doing what he's doing. We don't have to fight him.
No, we could try. I don't think that's going to work, but...
Richard made it very clear that we gotta kill him. Do you think it's like this anywhere else in the world?
I don't know.
In what context?
in terms of, like, obviously, like, there's other people out there and stuff, but do you think it's this crazy and this bad all the time and that there's people like us doing the exact same thing?
Well, there's always going to be idiots trying to take over power. So.
Yeah, that's just a thing, unfortunately. I know after this, I have a feeling that revolution is going to disband, because really it only happened and only was a thing because of Astoria and Peter.
Yeah.
Right now, Peter's our only thing.
I don't think we have a use for it after this, so it's better that it disbands.
So you guys are thinking of going to Elysium? Is that the entire deal?
Maybe. Maybe I want to go see what's, somewhere else. But Elysium was nice. It was the nicest place we've ever been. Anchorage was okay, but they had a weird system and I wasn't okay with it.
I don't know. I didn't feel at home in Elysium.
You didn't like it?
It's not that I didn't like it. It just didn't... It didn't feel real. It felt like it was...
Yeah, I get that.
It felt like everything was synthesized, even the weather.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say that it's not for the better, though.
Yeah, they do. They are in charge of all of our food, so that makes sense. You can't have snow if you want to have food.
Yeah, that's kind of an unfortunate reality. I get what you're saying. It's too synthetic.
Yeah. And not saying that, oh yes, Eden is the way to go, because obviously that has its own issues, and I'm hoping, because technically Remy and I have a higher stature now, we can change lower district, middle district, and the other districts to just be a place to live and make sure everybody's accommodated.
You guys do that, and then I'll provide the entertainment with my zoo.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I do know the outside wall program needs to come back, because was the program my dad was in before all of this went down.
I don't know. I think it would be kind of fun to build something new.
You want to build an entire new city?
Yeah, that would be cool.
What would it be about? What would it be? Tell me about the city.
I feel like it would have a little bit of everything, because it doesn't make sense to have all of our food in one place. So it would be a place where we could be growing food. It would have some of the entertainment stuff, like in Anchorage, because some of the stuff that we went to, like the party, was really fun. It'd have just a little bit of everything, so that anyone could feel like they're at home. I kind of really liked Winston's whole deal, in the dreamscape. Everyone seemed happy.
Yeah, we just can't pull the dreamscape into the actual SCSC.
But build something similar.
Well, I think that we could leave the dreamscape where it is. Like Winston can run that, because if anybody's running it, then I trust him to do that. And then on top of that, if anybody wants to go into the dreamscape, we can talk to Winston about potentially having a portal or something built.
Well, technically, we're trying to build a council within it so that there's not just one person in charge anymore.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to go.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I think right now we need to focus on numbnuts trying to shut down the entire city.
So, do we have a plan to get rid of him?
Do you guys think...
Other than killing him? I got nothing for you.
Do you guys think he's still going to stay there, or is he just going to come after us?
I think he's a little too arrogant right now. Whenever he realizes that we actually are a threat, that's when.
No, I'm pretty sure he knows.
Yeah, I think he knows we're a threat now.
We literally we systematically disbanded 4 different places.
I think he's too busy reeling right now, so we have time to figure it out.
Almost.
I mean, when they're angry, they get messy. That's true, but we do need to take the time to actually figure it out.
Do you think the best place for us to do this is where he pulled the castle? Because there's no one else around there.
I don't see why not.
That might be.
If you punted him, he would have to fly pretty far before he hit something.
And the roots there keep growing like crazy. They almost look like they're alive.
Yeah, so. Drina said that she didn't know what was up with them.
I could also just punt him into the water.
That's true if we went to Shielded Native, if that was the case.
No, because, I mean, his castle's in Eden, right?
No, his castle's in Nebraska.
Oh.
His castle's in between. If you look at the purple circle that's in between Eden, Shrine, and Elysium, that's where the castle is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I feel like I could aim for what was Texas and, try to get him into the water.
Yeah, but you gotta kick him really hard.
Yeah, I feel like I can do that.
So we want this to go down there, then?
It would be cinematic if it did.
It would make sense.
And I mean, come on, we're fighting a big bad guy. I think if it's not a cinematic fight, we did something wrong,
True.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Is anyone else scared?
Yeah, but that's normal.
I've been thinking...
That's dangerous.
Yeah. Just thinking how if something were to happen to one of us, including, unfortunately, Hood or Rodney, because they're a part of this too, what would it be like afterwards, I
feel like they would still be trying to out-masculine each other.
True.
Maybe they'll realize that they love each other at some point.
It feels weird.
Yeah. It feels like we're ending something that's been happening for a long time.
But that's a good thing.
It feels scary knowing that we have the potential to die at any moment. Like Peter could just be like, comet, pew! But it feels weirdly comforting.
Sometimes death is comforting.
I don't know about that. I got a lot more that I need to do.
Yeah, let's cross that bridge when we get to it. I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna go find a bed.
Yeah. I'm gonna go do that too. We're probably going to meet up with Michael and the others tomorrow.
I find a different couch, and I fall asleep. With Jira at the foot of the couch, or like on the ground in front of it. And then Pearl is curled up on my head.
Zach follows you, Oswald, and just sort of like curls up on like a different couch that's across from you and just sort of like rests his eyes and slowly falls asleep. And River looks at you, Remy, and goes, "Hey, Remy."
"Hi, River. Help me move this mattress up onto the roof."
Oh, are we gonna have a roof slumber party again?
Yeah, I feel like if I want to spend the last of my time, I don't want to do it indoors.
That makes sense. Come on.
Should we have the boys join in on a slumber party?
No, they're already asleep.
I'm already passed out.
Damn.
While you guys are walking up the stairs with all of the working that you guys done, like on your abs, on like everything, getting this mattress up the stairs isn't that hard to get it onto the roof. And once you guys are both on the roof, River just looks at you, Remy, and goes, "Hey, Remy."
I flop down onto the mattress and I get myself a little comfy cozy and I'm staring up the stars and I go, "Hey, River.
I love you."
I love you too."